You're listening to Eat, Play, Live with me, Andy P., the show that's chasing dreams and crushing goals. And my goal here is to help you live a healthier, happier, more balanced life. Yes, even at Christmas time, not the easiest time of year to think about balance or being healthy, but we're going to do it. But first, before we talk about Christmas, let's reflect on something that happened just a couple of days ago, the winter solstice. Yes, the longest night and shortest day of the year. Winter has officially begun. I had to glance out the window because for those of you on Facebook Live, you may notice that I am in a whole different environment because this broadcast is coming to you from New York. Brooklyn, to be exact, where I'll be spending Christmas with my children. And man, did I feel the winter solstice here. It seemed like it got dark at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's cold. You know, I've been in Mexico for a month, and then I came directly to New York, and the temperature dropped 50 degrees from getting on the plane to getting off the plane. So yeah, it's a little on the chilly side here. But it's cool though. Ha, no pun intended. It's neat to observe the winter solstice somewhere where it actually gets cold and you can feel the shift and the change. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So many cultures, religions, spiritual traditions have all honored the winter solstice. Okay. Often this time of the greatest darkness has encouraged humanity to gather amongst their loved ones and celebrate rebirth and the return to light. Kind of sounds like Christmas, doesn't it? So interesting. There are some definitely interesting ties to Christmas and the observing of the solstice. So in a spiritual sense, no matter what your tradition is, this is such an ideal time to embrace your inner self, reflect on who you are and where you want to go. It's a perfect time for reflection, introspection, and intention setting. So I just did some yoga before doing this show because I wanted to be in the right kind of space mentally for that reflection, that introspection, as we talk about that today. So the thing is, understanding your emotions, your motivations, your desires, these are all crucial to manifesting the life that you want to live. And as we close out 2021, it's been another heck of a year. Let's look forward to some positive changes in our lives next year. There are things way out of our control, but there are a lot of things that are within our control. So let's be intentional about what we can do to live a healthier, happier, more balanced life, right? You can map out a vision board. That's something that we can talk about as we get into the new year and how to set those goals and really make those resolutions that will get you moving. But we're not ready for resolutions yet, right? We still got a couple of days before Christmas, and there's a lot of stuff that has to happen between now and then. So let's make merry and let our spirits be bright. So this is going to shock you. I'm going to give you some ideas of Christmas treats that will not put you on the naughty list. Okay, it can be done. So if you haven't already done all the baking and eaten all the goodies, there are still some ways to make some really awesome treats, from flourless fudgy cookies, fruity sweet treats. Healthy Christmas treats will help you jumpstart getting into those New Year's resolutions. So we don't want to just do all the damage. It's just a couple of days. Hang in there. We're gonna get through this and not miss out on all the good stuff. So one thing that you are gonna want to ask Santa for is almond flour. And I know you're thinking I'm crazy. Why would I ask Santa for almond flour? That is random and ridiculous. But you can make some really amazing treats with that, like paleo brownies. Yeah, what is paleo exactly? I mean, you hear about all these different, there's so many different ways of eating right now. Well, let me just give you a little hint of what this is about. The paleo diet is a dietary plan that's based on foods similar to what might have been eating during the Paleolithic era, which dates back, we're having a history lesson here, dating back from approximately 2.5 million to 10,000 years ago. The paleo diet typically includes foods that hunters and gatherers would eat. Okay, so lean meat, fish, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds. A paleo diet limits foods that became common once farming was introduced. So we're stepping way back and thinking if we eat the way our ancestors long, long ago ate, that maybe that's better for our bodies. I don't know. And actually, it hasn't been a thing long enough for a lot of long-term research to be done. So, but it will definitely help you lose weight because it doesn't include any processed food, right? It's all natural from the earth kind of food. However, you can make brownies. So win, right? This is amazing. So I'm not going to give you a bunch of recipes because I know you're not taking notes as you listen, but I did put a link on my Facebook, eatplaylive.andy. So you can go and actually check out the whole recipe if you're interested in these brownies or any of the other little delightful goodies that I'm going to tell you about. But this one, I want to tell you a little bit because I thought, how on earth can you make a brownie that fits in a paleo diet and isn't going to kill your eating plan? Even if you're not on paleo, it's going to be a healthier version. Well, here's what's in it. Almond flour, coconut nectar or honey, if you don't know where to find coconut nectar. Honestly, I've never looked for that. Almond butter, olive oil, and sea salt. Weird, right? It sounds really weird. So yeah, those are the ingredients. So check out my Facebook if you want to see exactly how to make these brownies. But I saw a picture of them and I gotta admit, they looked pretty amazing. So an excellent Christmas treat. Also, they had sweet and salty chocolate bark. If you're into doing barks for the holidays. Do you ever use bark any other time of year? I remember my mom used to get almond bark all the time at Christmas and make some kind of goodie with it. And I can't think of any other time, any other reason we ever would have used that. But anyway, you can make these sweet and salty chocolate bark bars. They're not paleo, but they are heavenly. And they're made with dark chocolate chips. You can use other kinds of chocolate, but dark chocolate we know has the most antioxidants and is going to be better on the healthy scale. Then some salted pretzels that are all chopped up, dried cherries, unsweetened coconut flakes, unsalted pistachios, and again with the sea salt. So these are not necessarily really low in sugar or really low in fat, but they are healthier versions. They're better options of treats that I know you're eating because it's Christmas and everybody eats treats at Christmas. So it's just, I get it. It's how it is. So we do what we can. There is a recipe on there for keto sugar-free cheesecake. Another one of these popular diet plans, keto, which high in fat and then protein and low carb, but a lot of fats and proteins, which again, I don't feel like enough research has been done on this to say if long term this is a great thing. Personally, I think I've told you this before, I don't do keto. I don't like it. I have done it in the past, and yes, you will drop weight. Absolutely, because your body starts burning the fats rather than the carbs that you're not giving it. But life happens and we eat carbs sometimes. It just happens. So when you do, for me, I blow up like a blowfish. So to me, it's not worth it to go without, and then the minute you eat 2 bites of something, it's all right back. So I didn't like it, and it made me just very swollen. So anyway, this keto sugar-free cheesecake, however, is amazing, and while it's not fat-free, it is sugar-free. So if you need to watch your sugars, whether it's for diabetes or you're just trying to keep that level of your glycemic index kind of steady, check out this particular cheesecake. Then there are things like gluten-free Christmas pudding, chocolate chip cookies that are gluten-free. If you're gathering with family and you have somebody that has a gluten sensitivity, these are things that you could take and be that guy that helps out your family member that needs to watch the gluten. So basically there's desserts listed for every dietary sensitivity, every eating plan, every kind of picky eater. There is always a way if you'll just make that little extra effort, because this is being healthy, eating healthy is a lifestyle. It takes some planning. It takes some thought. When I landed in New York the other day, the first thing I did was go to the grocery store, because if I hadn't, then I'd be eating out in New York for every meal, which is fattening and expensive, and I don't want to do either of those right now. So went to the little market, and oh, it was so cute. They have little neighborhood markets on every corner, and it's such a cool way to just see the people, you know, get to know your neighborhood wherever you're staying. I got this little Airbnb, and you know, this is how I travel. I don't like to do hotels necessarily. I don't like to do tourist things. I like to get a little apartment, get my groceries, cook here. Yesterday I ran 9 miles across the Manhattan Bridge and then across the Brooklyn Bridge, and it was beautiful and glorious, and 45 degrees is actually excellent running weather. So although it was pretty funny because people are totally bundled to the max, coats, hats, scarves, and I'm like shedding layers, and so I'm running in my little sleeveless t-shirt, and I am crazy. It wasn't just that they were looking at me like I'm crazy. I really am. So with that, let's move into play and talk about ways that you can keep moving over the next few days while you've got maybe family or you're visiting. Maybe you can't go run 9 miles across the bridges right now, although if you can, totally encourage it. But if you're home, having home for the holidays, then how about some family fun that keeps you moving? Okay, it doesn't have to be a big, huge exercise thing. You could play Twister. Yeah, I know, that dates me. But when is the last time you played Twister? How much fun would that be? You're moving, you're holding these poses. It's kind of like doing yoga, right? Where you've got to do all these crazy poses. Charades. You're getting up off the couch, you're moving around. These are maybe tiny little movements. It doesn't matter. It's better than just sitting and eating, which is what so much of us do when we gather with family and friends. How about karaoke? As long as you sing big movements and really get into it, man, you can burn some calories with karaoke. You could play spike ball or play frisbee if it's nice outside, if you're somewhere other than New York where it's actually, most of what I'm hearing, people are saying it's unseasonably warm. So get outside. Do you have a basketball hoop in your driveway? Then play some basketball. I mean, there are fun things that you can do while your family's around. Go caroling. Now we're really getting into the Christmas spirit, but don't take your vehicles. Walk from house to house. That's a way to keep moving and bring joy to so many people. Who cares if you can't sing? I promise you, I cannot sing at all, cannot carry a tune, but I still like to go caroling. I just maybe don't sing as loud. I let the other people carry it. I got a lot of these cool ideas from my sister because she does amazing, fun family stuff every year. They do a Christmas scavenger hunt, or have the kids do it, but everybody could do it, where you're running house to house and you're finding different things that are on the list. Do you remember this stuff? Think back to the fun memories from your childhood, the fun things that you did that really made the holidays special. Why do you think you outgrew them? Who says? Do it now. And you know what's really cool is that laughing for 15 minutes a day burns up to 40 calories. Okay, 40 calories doesn't sound like a lot, but an individual can trim 1 to 4 pounds a year just by laughing for 15 minutes a day. So let's do something that makes us laugh. Get out the old family albums. Do you still have slides? Oh my gosh, if you still have slides hidden in the attic or wherever, get those out and look through that and laugh. Laugh with your family. Play a card game like Nerds, or you could play Cards Against Humanity if your family is on the naughty list. I mean, there are so many fun things, fun games that you can play that they burn calories if you're laughing and you're creating memories and you're playing, and that helps you live a more balanced life. So let's move into our Live segment. If you're just tuning in, this is Eat, Play, Live with me, Andy P. And we are talking about Christmas and winter solstice and how to live healthier and happier, especially in this time of year where we are in a time of transition. So winter is such an ideal time to embrace your inner self, to reflect on who you are and where you'd like to go. I talked about that at the top of the show. But with the new year right around the corner, this upcoming week is such a perfect time for reflection, introspection, intention setting, understanding your motivations and your emotions and your desires. These things are crucial in order to manifest the life that you want to live. So I've said this before, write it down. Just let your brain flow and just start writing down. Write down what's important to you. Write down what brings you joy, what doesn't. Things you may want to eliminate this year, things you want to accomplish this year for yourself, for your business, for your family. What steps can you start taking right now, even today, to move in that direction? It's all about the little things we do over and over every day. That's what moves us in the direction that we want to go. Now let's dig a little deeper. Why? Why do you want to do these things? How will it make you feel to accomplish them? Well, let's reflect on that and set your intentions, okay? Picture yourself next Christmas. Where do you want to be? What do you want your life to look like next year? The things that caused you stress this year, what can you do differently next year? Can you add something that will bring more joy, more laughter? Can you burn more of those laughing calories? What is weighing you down? What are you hanging on to that isn't lifting you up? What's causing you stress today, right now? Is it an unpaid bill, one bill, an unresolved disagreement? Just take care of it. Just take care of it. Is it worth it? Is it worth that argument? Do what you need to do to let it go. If something is sacrificing your contentment, all that remains is discontentment. And you don't want that. You don't need it. That's on you though, so deal with it. Let's make it happen. During this winter, right now where the nights are longer, the days are shorter, there's more time for stillness. So honor your stillness. It brings unexpected gifts. My hope is that these longer nights bring rest and healing to your body and your soul. And then as the cycle of light slowly increases, because now that we've had the solstice, we've had the shortest day, now the cycle of light begins. And each day gets just a little bit longer. And we can embrace the fact that we get just a little more light in our lives each day. So let it shine to the depths of your soul to illuminate the joy that's hiding within. There's a shift in the air this time of year. Embrace the newness that's about to begin. I'm Andy P., and I thank you for tuning in during this busy week. I hope that you have a very Merry Christmas, and I'll talk to you next week. Until then, thanks for being part of my tribe.